Hello everybody, welcome back to today's video. As you guys know, we were closed or paused on consignment this week, and so we are starting it back up tomorrow, Tuesday, June 10th. So there's just a couple of things that I do want to just refresh our consigners on, as you guys are all planning on bringing things in this week. The first thing that you should ask yourself when you're about to bring things in is, do I have 25 items or less? And have they been cleaned, whether they've been laundered or dry cleaned? The next thing you should ask yourself is, do you see any stains, whether that's like a pit stain or a stain, like maybe a little oil stain? You really have to examine in really good light. A lot of times me and my mom will be examining clothes up here and it's hard to see, but as soon as I bring it back to an intense light in my back rooms, I can see lots of stains. So if you do have a good light in your house, maybe hold it up to that, and just inspect the sleeves, the armpits, pants. Usually inspect the pockets or the butt. That's usually where there's lots of staining. Make sure to check the insides of your crotch on pants and other kinds of skirts, because we don't want to have any sorts of stains. So make sure you're checking the insides of clothing and the outside when you're looking for stains. And then the next question to ask is if there's any snags. Usually you can find snags in very fragile materials such as crochet or knits. So please be on the lookout for that. The next question is if there's any discoloration. A lot of times here in Arizona, if things are left out in the light for too long, there can often be a bit of sun discoloration, so that's something to keep an eye out for. And then the next question to ask yourself is if the material is pilling at all. So again, just make sure to inspect your pieces and make sure that they're just in really good overall condition. We do understand that these items are used, but people still want to make sure that there isn't beads falling off or discoloration, pilling, things like that. The next couple questions I have for you are if you're going to be bringing in handbags. If they are designer, are they authentic? I usually will do my best to authenticate, but if I'm not able to, then I will have to give it back to you, because I cannot put items on the floor that I'm not 100% sure are authentic. And also it's really helpful if you bring in your boxes, if you have designer shoes or dust bags or any other authentication cards or certificates you might have. And the next question that applies to handbags are the zippers stuck? Can you use all your zippers fine and nothing's getting too stuck on anything? And then also, have you cleaned out your handbag? Is there any leftover panty liners or any coins in the bottom? Maybe any candy wrappers? Make sure to check, because those are things that I don't want to find, and if I somehow miss it, that our customers don't want to find. So please make sure to check the insides of your handbags and pockets, side pockets, back pockets, inside pockets, all the pockets, to make sure that you don't have any personal items left over. The next couple things to keep in mind apply to shoes. Some places to check on the inside of the shoe is going to be near the zipper or the top if there's any dry rot, or any other kind of breaking down of the materials. The next thing to be aware of is if there's any marks of your toes on the inside or on the soles of the shoes. People or customers really don't like that, so just make sure that your shoes are looking good. There's no leftover gunk. Make sure to clean the shoes before bringing them in. I feel like those shoes are sometimes things that are often overlooked when it comes to the cleaning and laundered process, but handbag, shoes, those are things that all should be wiped down prior to bringing them in. These are just a few tips, but I hope it really helps you guys be a little bit more successful bringing things in, and we cannot wait to see what you have. See you next week. Bye.